Well, yesterday we came up the road here. We're about 2 miles off of Highway 93, Idaho, along the Salmon River. And as we came up here, we saw this pullout. Good morning, Linda. We saw this pullout and we decided to go ahead and just take it for an overnight spot.
Yeah, we drove up that dirt road for, I don't know, a couple miles.
Yeah.
And there were really no pullouts or turnouts. So we were kind of worried, and we came up to here. We saw this spot, and so we decided to see what happens if we tried parking in it. We did kind of okay.
It's not level.
Not level. I almost lost my balance middle of the night. Yeah, the road continues that way, and we don't know whether we should have kept on going, or this is a good idea to stop for the night.
That's always the question. Should we take this spot, or should we continue on up the road and take our chances and maybe get into an area where we got to back out like a half a mile or something? Yeah. So anyways.
Because this whole area is pretty rough.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, just out of curiosity, I'm going to ride the bike up and just see what's up there and see if we did good or if we could have done better.
Also, it's hunting season, so make sure you wear something bright.
Yeah, there's rifle shots going off, and least they could do is stop by and drop off a backstrap or two, wouldn't you think?
Cooked.
Cooked. Okay, I'll be back shortly. So the question is, did we do good or not? That space wasn't level, but I mean, it's just a pullout on the side of the road. So what's down the road a bit? Oh, it's a beautiful road. Campsite around the corner? Nope. Hey, you know, one thing for sure is Linda and I won't be making any excursions adventuring into the woods right now. We usually don't go camping at all during hunting season. So we were just talking about it, and our plan is to head over towards southwestern Idaho where things are more open. We like to camp in the open anyway, so. Nothing here. Boy, what a beautiful morning though. Nice and dry, not muddy or anything. It's starting to look like we did pretty good by pulling into that that pull out. I'm not seeing anything. Down in the valley, you know, down in the bottom of the canyon, you can probably find places to camp along the creek. There's a problem with that though. Number one is hardly any sun, so it's chilly. And yeah, something else I can tell you about camping in the canyon bottoms. It's cold down there. Yeah, nothing here. I've been going steadily uphill, pretty much. Well, the road's not bad anyway. It's pretty, you know, relatively smooth for a dirt road. I'm able to just zip right along. What's here? Just a wide spot in the road. Person could stop here though if they had to, but it's not a camp spot. Good sun though. Oh, the forest is so beautiful. I like the way the sun is coming through the trees, lighting them up. Warm in the sun and cool in the shade. It was 36 degrees this morning when I woke up outside. A little warmer than it was yesterday morning. Okay. This is gotten kind of rocky. Still passable with our car and trailer. We wouldn't have wanted to go this down into here though, because the road is not that good and doesn't show promise of having anything for our campsite anyway. Okay, we definitely wouldn't have proceeded down up this road any further. Now we would have been backing out to that turnaround, or that wide spot just behind us. We would have been back out of this. Yeah, this ain't too good. Now it's just real rocky and narrow. I'm going to go a little further. You know me. What's around the next bend? Just take it easy here though. Oh, see the rub on the tree? This is from a deer antler. It looks pretty, like a pretty old rub though. That's not recent. A lot of people have turned around in this spot, judging by their tire tracks. So the road gets really impassable there for a vehicle. Yeah, this is the end of the road. Yep, that's it. A person could camp here at the end of the road. And people have. There's a fire ring right there. Oh man, it's steep going down. Let me get off the bike here. Let me park it. Very steep going down. That's real steep. It's hard to tell by the video, but if you tried walking down that, you'd just fall and tumble. Boy, you can't beat it for beauty though, that's for sure. That's where I came from. I'll go back out in a minute. Quite a few years ago, I was watching on YouTube a survivalist, and this guy was, I don't remember the name of his channel, I'm sorry, and I haven't seen him since. Real well-versed in survival. And he did a test, testing air temperature. Like if you get caught out overnight, should you bed down by the stream? The answer is absolutely no, because if it's cold. If it's warm, it's okay. Because cold air goes down the bottom of the canyons. So down along the stream and whatever, if there is a stream, that's the coldest air. He said you want to go about 1/3 of the way up the mountain to get to warmer air. All that cold air pouring down off the mountains and following the ravines and the streams down. So he did a test. He stayed out overnight and he set up remote temperature sensors, one down by the stream or down at the bottom of the canyon, whatever, and one up where he had made a camp by a log just up the hillside. And there was a huge difference in temperature. It was like 10 degrees or so. So anyways, the idea is, if you're worried about the cold, try camping up, not high on the mountain, but just a little ways up the mountain and stay out of the ravines. It's just a good tip from a survivalist, and the guy knew what he was talking about. I think I'll try to stay on the inside here so I don't get launched over the side of the cliff there or over into the ravine. Sometimes I gotta go over there, but coming up to that rocky stretch up here. Well, you can see the highway down below. That's Highway 93 down there. 'Tis a beautiful day. I just smelled game back there. You know, deer have a definite scent to them. And I just caught a waft of warm air and it had that scent to it. It's probably something bedded down back there, laying low. Well, we had a video come out this morning, so next thing I got to do is go back to camp and get online and answer some questions and some comments, and then we'll get back on the road. I should have checked the mileage on the bike before I started up in there, but I didn't. I'm thinking this ride is probably, it was 1.5 miles each way, maybe 2 miles each way. I don't know though. Oh, camp. Hello. Oh, there you are in the car. I didn't see you. Well, we made the right decision.
So we made the right choice, right?
Yeah, for once. That doesn't happen very often. We were just passing through Salmon, Idaho, and we saw the Sacagawea Park here. And it's a beautiful place. We thought we'd just take a walk down through. Well, it's funny. We just went in the little interpretive center here, and they have some displays in there, but they were closing up. And Sacagawea was pronounced like 16 different ways. Probably the most acceptable is Sacagawea, but nobody really knows for sure. But it's funny because Linda was just telling me as we were entering the place. I said, so how? I says, you know, I've always said Sacagawea, but I said Sacagawea as we came in here, and Linda says that they never knew how to pronounce her name. Linda says there's a whole bunch of different ways. Well, Sacagawea was quite the woman, but she was just basically a kid when she signed up with Lewis and Clark in North Dakota. As they were traveling west, they met up with her. They had hired Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau as a guide or something. Well, her husband.
They had met Charbonneau, and he said he would work as a guide, but they had met his wife, Sacagawea, and realized that Sacagawea was more valuable than Charbonneau because she spoke Mandan and Hidatsa and also Shoshone. And they knew her value as an interpreter, so they signed Charbonneau on because he had his wife, Sacagawea, with him.
So they signed him on to have her come along.
Right.
She was only 15 years old at the time, approximately, and they already had the baby.
Well, she was Hapaya at the time.
Oh, that's right. She was pregnant at the time. In fact, it said that Lewis or Clark helped deliver the baby, I think. But anyway, one thing for sure, it just feels good to get out and walk. What a beautiful place, though. These bronze salmon are huge. That's got to be 48 inches there. Wouldn't mind catching one like that. You know, this explains the teepee and the thoughts on the teepee and why they constructed it the way they did, religiously and practically. But if you look up here in this corner, it shows the shape of the covering itself, which I find really interesting for some reason. A teepee is really a comfortable dwelling. It's really strong against the wind. The wind goes right around it and over it. And also with the proper liner in it, it's extremely warm, very warm. And the liner directs the smoke up from the fire up through the hole on top of the teepee, which of course is directional. So they can make that opening at the top, that top flap, point in different directions to make the smoke exit better, make the teepee breathe better. This is mentioning the value of a properly managed forest and not suppressing all fires, but letting fires burn to rejuvenate the forest. But off to the left here, we have an active forest fire right now. Let me show it to you. You won't see it very well in this wide angle lens, but there's an active forest fire up there in the top of the mountain on the ridgeline. And that's the third forest fire we've seen in the last 2 days, coming out of western central Montana and down here through eastern Idaho. It wasn't that long ago they started letting forest fires burn. It was since Linda and I moved to Montana in October of 1999. So it was after that they started letting the forest fires burn. Now the only time they go up there and try to stop them is if they're threatening somebody's house or something like that. Otherwise, they just let them go. It's just a natural thing. Well, that was a nice walk down through that area. It was beautiful, especially with the trees changing colors and everything. But now we got to hit the road and find a place to camp for the night. It's late in the afternoon. Well, this is our stop last night. Well, this is called the Lewis and Clark Highway, and it takes off from Highway 28, heading south out of Salmon, Idaho, and it goes up to Lemhi Pass. Well, I would like nothing more than to go exploring up this little valley here. Look at the beautiful orange trees down there. It would just be so much fun just to go poking around like Linda and I always do. But this being hunting season, no way am I going to be out here moving around in the brush. Now, you can bet there's hunters up on the hillside and everything else. And they just might mistake me for a deer. Hey, one thing I noticed here in Idaho, now this is rifle season, and I don't see anybody wearing blaze orange. That's required in Montana, but I don't see any of the hunters at all wearing blaze orange here. So just a difference in the laws, but man, you'd really have to be careful. At least I'm pretty sure this is rifle season here. Now I know during bow season you don't have to wear camo, but yeah. We were looking for some dispersed camping when we came up here. I don't know, we must be about 10 miles back in here, but there isn't any. There, not really. We're in a cattle pen right here on BLM, but this is hunting season and all the spaces are not just taken, but packed. The game warden stopped by last night to chat with us, and nice young fella. We told him, no, we're not hunting. We're just spending the night. He looked at us and kind of like in amazement. It's like, why wouldn't you stay at a campground? Because that's not our thing. We kind of look for dispersed camping. Boondocking, that's what we love to do. We're heading back up into salmon today, obviously to wash the outfit. And I don't know, get a few things at the store, and then we're going to head on from there. We're not going to be continuing heading north. We're going to cut over to the west, I think, on Highway 21. We just now pulled into this camp spot. This is Highway 93, heading south out of Challis, Idaho. There are literally BLM campsites every few miles all the way down the line. And I'm talking beautiful, beautiful camp spots. Huge trees, and they're all yellow and orange right now. Just beautiful, nice shaded spots, and that's the problem. We don't want a shaded spot because we need the solar. Wish they'd cut down a few trees these days, but man, they are beautiful spots. Then we saw this place, and it's just along the highway, but we didn't have to go off on any dusty dirt roads. And it's a beautiful location too, though. Just not bad at all. Yeah, and I made a mistake. This is Highway 75. We just turned off 93 just a little bit ago. And this is the Salmon River running down through here. What do you think?
About what?
It's kind of a nice stop, don't you think?
Yeah, look at the river. It's nice and clear. Oh, and something just, no, never mind.
I thought something jumped too, but it was just a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's cold and clear. Perfect for salmon.
Hey, perfect for filling our water jugs too.
This is the Salmon River, is it not?
I think it is. I just looked. And it's like, wait.
And Salmon, Idaho is probably named Salmon because salmon do come up the Salmon River. And it's the farthest inland they go in the whole United States where they go up rivers. Over 800 miles, almost 900 miles inland.
Hey, tell them about what Clark said.
Oh, because he recognized they were in salmon, and he recognized the fish, salmon, being an ocean fish. So he got all excited. He thought that they were real close to the ocean, not knowing that those salmon had traveled almost 900 miles by river to get up there. He should have asked Sacagawea. She would have known.
Oh man, it is beautiful.
Yeah, look at the light on the mountainside.
Yeah. When I ordered these aluminum rims, I ordered them for two reasons. One was I didn't have to paint them anymore like my old steel wheels. And two was that these were a little bit wider. When you buy a cargo trailer like a 6x10, 6x12, even the smaller 7-foot wide cargo trailers, they have a 5-inch wide rim. And they usually come with a 205 75 R15 tire on them. But by going with this wheel, it's 6 inches wide, and that allowed me to go to a 225 75 R15 tire. And it just a little bigger tire. It stands about 2 inches taller, which gives me another inch up total of ground clearance, which is always handy. And I put on Goodyear Endurance tires this time around. This has an E load rating, and the 205 has a D, so this is actually stiffer than the tire that's one size under this one. I've been wanting to put on Goodyear Endurance tires because they're made in America, and I think the quality is going to be better. I've been using Chinese tires all along, but they wear out pretty fast too. I usually get maybe 2 seasons out of them. That's it. In the 205 tire size that I used to have, the Goodyear Endurance is a D rating, but when you go to the 225 tire size, it's an E rating, which is even better, even stiffer. And that's why I needed to go to these wheels, was so I could get the E rating in Goodyear Endurance. You don't want to use light truck tires. Some people say, well, just put on a bigger rim and go with light truck tires. They're too soft in the sidewall, and the trailer bounces a lot more, and that also causes tires to blow. If you're for a single axle trailer, you don't want to put on light truck tires because these trailers bounce all the time. So you're better off getting just the best trailer tire you can possibly buy and getting as stiff of one as you possibly can buy that has more plies on it. And so I'm pretty happy to get these finally. Anyways, the whole point of this was I just went to, I didn't go to a bigger rim. I didn't go to a taller rim. I went to a wider rim, to the 6-inch wide rim. That's another thing. To go to truck tires, you have to go to a 16-inch rim, and that changes your bolt pattern down here too. So you got to change out your hub on your axle also. I didn't want to do all that. And besides, I didn't want truck tires anyway. Anyways, that's today's discussion on tires. I'm still testing out this Itehil rechargeable battery, lithium battery, reverse osmosis water filter. And so far it's been doing pretty good. Every time I get a chance to do this, I do. This looks like a pretty good water down here, this river water. So go ahead and refill some jugs with it. Well, I think it's time we end this video.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rick. We have more of Idaho to explore.
And the beautiful fall colors. Oh, you know what? I think we stopped for pie in the next one.
How can we forget about that? So you all should stick around.
Come back next Friday.
Yep.
We'll see you around.
We'll see you on Friday. Bye.